Welcome to Inspired Vinyasa. My name is Sandra. Go ahead and take a comfortable seat and close your eyes. And before you do anything else, let's just kind of settle in and see what we're feeling physically in the body, emotionally, mentally, what is going on. You know, in scanning the physical body, that's pretty easy, right? We can definitely feel where something is tight, where part of the body might be a little unhappy. But I want you to start noticing emotionally as well. For instance, if you're feeling super anxious, where are you feeling that in the body? How is that manifesting physically? If you're feeling completely blissful, happy, carefree, what does that feel like in the body? So start to kind of decipher all of that. And we're just taking note. And these notes will help us later as we move through our sequence, right? We'll know which poses we should enter very carefully, which poses we are just going to throw our arms back and our heart forward and embrace, right? All right, let's take a deep inhale through the nose. Let that go through the mouth. And do that one more time. From here, let's inhale, take the arms up, bring the palms together, and then release them home to your heart in prayer pose. And let's pause here to set our intention for our practice. And then when you're done, release the hands. Palms are going to be in on top of the knees. So we can find our seated cat-cow here. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, round it out. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, round it out. One more. And then sitting back up, go ahead and bring the hands to the earth and walk your way into a fold and close your eyes. And then go ahead and make your way back up. Come on over onto your stomach. So our theme for today are the chakras. We've talked about chakras numerous times. I went ahead and spilled a bunch of my crystals. I know you can't see them from there, but I spilled a bunch of my crystals around at both ends of my mat. Thinking we can talk about how the crystals correlate with the chakras, and that especially we talk about how the animals correlate with the chakras. We don't usually delve into which animal correlates, so I thought that'd be fun. So then as we go through our sequence, we're going to be building upon the chakras. So come on down into reverse Shavasana, because the root chakra, its element is earth. So for the beginning of our practice, we're going to stay very earthy. We're going to stay low to the ground. That root chakra is all about security. It's about foundation. And isn't this a great pose for foundation? How can we be off balance right here? There is so much of us, so much of our body in contact with the earth. We can't be off balance here, right? So embrace that. Because don't worry, we'll find ways to lose our balance later. It's all good. Connecting with the earth's vibration. Take a deep inhale and let it go. We're going to bring the palms back along the low ribs. We're still staying really low. We're just going to come into a little cobra. And then melt back down. And I want you to make the head part of the vinyasa. So as you inhale, lift through the shoulders. Let the head be the last part of the body. to lift in Bhujangasana. And then exhale, chest down, and then the forehead. Keep going. If you want to, you can explore coming up a little higher or all the way up in Cobra. It's totally up to you. So the root chakra is about survival, right? Basic instincts. It has to do with anything that makes you feel safe and secure, your finances, your home, your relationships, your job. But on a more individual basis, it's about your survival. So I like to think of the root chakra as the infant stage, right? Got a little baby, it relies completely on somebody else for its survival, and that's all it is concerned with, if it had that thought process. And so wondering, how has your balance been foundationally, and I don't mean your physical body, what's shaking you in your world, what's causing frustration or fear. Can we work that out on the mat? All right, make that your last cobra. Push it all the way back into Balasana, child's pose. Get comfortable, wiggle your way into the pose. Just taking your focus to the parts of the body in contact with the mat. So tops of the feet, shins, knees, forehead perhaps, maybe part of the lower arms, hands, fingers. And then as you deepen the breath, I really want you to get that breath low in the belly. Let's get that breath as low to the root chakra as we can, right? It's located at the base of the spine. Its color is red or black. And so in talking about crystals, any red or black stones will do. I'll edit this in so you guys can see this more clearly. This is a chakra wand, so it has all the colors of the stones. So you could pick up something like that incorporates everything all at once. But you'd be looking for something like garnet, onyx, jet, obsidian, snowflake obsidian, red tiger's eye, beautiful stone. Even just a yellow tiger's eye is a root chakra stone, but the red ones are really pretty. So, you feel like your root chakra's out of balance, those are the colors and the stones that you're looking for. Go ahead and come on up into table. Set that alignment. Begin to find cat-cow right here. So in your yoga practice, if you are focusing on the root chakra, there's an imbalance there. Poses where you're grounded. Any pose where you feel grounded would be root chakra. So any pose where perhaps both feet are flat on the earth. So the standing poses, right? Anything laying down like we started. Even table, we're so low to the ground. This is very earthy. Okay, come back to table. We're switching something up here. I want you to take this to cow, right? So we lift the head and the heart. Hold the arch in the spine. Drop the head. So we're going to reverse the movement of the head in cat-cow. As you exhale into cat, I want you to lift the head. Take it to cow, drop the head. Take it to cat, lift the head. And back to cow, drop the head. Nice job. Stay right here, tuck the toes. Let's go to a quick downward facing dog. Just walk it out for a moment. Perfect. So find your stillness in this pose. Take 3 deep breaths. When you're ready, take the right foot, step it forward for low lunge. So still staying very earthy, we're still with the root chakra. So each chakra, I'm going to let you settle into this pose while I chat. Each chakra is connected to part of the body, physical body, mental body, spiritual body. It's connected to a color. So also the foods you might eat. It's connected to a specific archangel. It has its own animal. It has its own sound. It has its own seed sound. Oh gosh, what else? Its own crystal, its own essential oil. It's connected to everything. And so the animal that's associated with the root chakra is our buddy right here, the elephant, Ganesh. So why is an elephant connected to the root chakra, and how are we going to remember that? Actually, it's going to be pretty easy. Sink a little lower here. Good job. All right, bring your hands up on that front thigh, and then take the arms up. Let's not add an arch or back bend here yet. Let's just hold, extending and reaching. So we talked about the earth element and being connected to the ground. Can you for a moment just hear an elephant running through safari land? You know, how heavy each footstep would be. He is so connected to the earth, right? So we can remember that, the sound of an elephant moving. And then can you picture how an elephant will just push through grasses and trees, right? And so he's the epitome of security. Go ahead, bring the arms back down. I want you to go ahead and step back to table, tuck the toes, take this to dog, walk it out again. And then left foot forward when you're ready. Gently soften into the lunge. Breathe here. So the elephant just tearing a pathway, right? Through whatever's in front of him is all about getting through obstacles, coming back to our feeling of being safe and secure. The elephant is a protector. So, I don't know, I've always had an affinity for elephants and love my little buddy here, here, Ganesh. Ganesh is all about showing you how to get around your obstacles. All right, sink that lunge just a little bit more. Bring the hands up onto that top thigh, stretch the arms up, hold it right here. Good job, release the hands. Come back to table, and then to modified plank. Nice. Mini chaturanga. Rise into cobra. And then come on back down. Slide the hands even further back, really low ribs here. We're coming up into upward facing dog. So go ahead, start to lift the chest. Hands are pushing the ground away. When you're ready, lift the hips and thighs off of the earth. Breathe. And then start to lift the hips, downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Strong inhale, big exhale. And then come on back down to child's pose for a moment, Balasana. And there I want you to link with the breath. So our root chakra is all about foundation and balance. I want you to imagine, since you're in child's pose, close your eyes. I want you to imagine you're standing in the middle of a very calm, still river. Let's say the water comes up to mid-thigh. You can gently feel the water pushing against you. There is no effort here on your part to stay standing. And then let's imagine the wind picks up, the speed and force of the water picks up. What does that feel like against you? You perhaps widen your stance so that you have more balance. There's more structure to your pose there. Do you feel how it's much more difficult to hold your ground, to stay rooted? So we're looking for ease of balance, ease of our foundation and structure with the root chakra. And anything that makes us feel like the water's rushing at us, that creates those imbalances. Now the chakras are connected, right? And so some will say when there's an imbalance in one, the chakras surrounding it has to have an imbalance because the energy flow isn't there. So let's move up to the second chakra, the sacral, which is located just below the belly button, the navel. And while we're there, come on up into table. Tuck the toes, take it to dog. And then from here, let's just walk the feet forward, forward fold, Uttanasana. So the element of the second chakra is water. So the second chakra would love to have a flow from you. It wants you to flow with life, not push against it, not be stuck in the water holding your stance so you don't get knocked over. It's looking for flow. So in talking about that and connecting it with our practice, let's head into a Surya Namaskar, where we can connect the movement and the breath and find a flow on the mat. Yeah? Inhale, take it to monkey. Exhale back down. Inhale all the way up. Bring the palms together, take them to your heart. Drop the arms. Inhale them up. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Ardha Uttanasana, monkey. Take it back to plank. Chaturanga on the exhale. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, melt down, tuck the toes, lift to plank and then to dog. Hold it right here, find your breath. And then walk the feet back forward, forward fold. Inhale, monkey. We're just keeping this really easy, right? Exhale it down. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Ardha Uttanasana, monkey. Gently take it back to plank. Chaturanga. Into cobra. Downward facing dog. And hold it right there. Perfect. So the color associated with the sacral chakra is orange. So the stones you might want to find would be carnelian. There's an orange quartz. Moonstone. That's not orange, but we'll talk about it in a second. Go ahead, walk the feet back forward. Inhale, monkey. Hi, Ganesh. I don't want to bash my head on you. Exhale your way down. Roll through the spine to come back up. Inhale the arms and take them to your heart. We're going to widen out our stance here so we do feel supported and grounded and earthy at the same time. Close your eyes, feel the flow of that water around you as though you control it. So if you came into our practice this morning agitated or anxious in any way, slow the water down. Picture it in your mind's eye. Feel the toes gripping your mat. And then drop the arms. Inhale the left arm up. Side bend to the right. Okay, hold that. Moonstone. Moonstone is typically a stone for women. It's a fertility stone. The sacral chakra has to do with everything between the hips, so it has to deal with all the organs in between. For women, the uterus, if you're having issues with, any issues between the hips. Moonstone is perfect, and it's a beautiful stone. It's kind of, I can't talk today, can I? Opulescent, is that the word I'm looking for? It's really pretty. When you kind of turn it in your hands, you can see all the colors of the rainbow. All right, come on back up. Drop that left arm. Inhale the right arm. Take it to the left. So can't your breath, your focus on your breath, also be a flow, a vinyasa of sorts? Yes, the answer is yes. Come on back up, release the arm. So for having sacral issues, we can focus on the breath very easily. Take the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. So what animal, inhale monkey. Exhale, take it to plank and hold it there. What animal do you think would be associated with the sacral chakra, the element of water? Breathe. Hold this, breathe. Keep breathing. Chaturanga. Slide the hands back, untuck the feet, upward facing dog. So the answer is a crocodile. Picture how a crocodile dives down to the bottom of the water and then resurfaces. Okay, downward facing dog. Breathe here. So making the analogy that when the crocodile dives down, it's a going within. Have you ever just kind of sat in silence or meditated because you're problem solving for yourself? So the crocodile dives down, that's us going within. When the crocodile resurfaces, he does so with our answers. So that's the analogy of the crocodile for the sacral chakra. Take a deep breath here. Let it go. All right, come back to forward fold. Inhale, monkey. Exhale, release down. Left foot is stepping back, warrior bee. So a grounding, root chakra pose, right? Feel how secure the feet are. Make sure your stance feels solid, balanced, secure. And then arms are just reaching straight out. Make sure the shoulders aren't over that front leg. All right, what I want you to do here is I want you to turn the palms to face me. Nice. The right hand, I want you to pull the fingers back as though the palm is pushing energy away from you. Okay, left hand, pull the fingers forward. Good. Now lengthen out through the arms. Hold this here. Sink this a little deeper and breathe. And while we're holding this, let's talk about the third chakra, solar plexus. Its color is yellow. Its element is fire. Good job. Breathe. And cartwheel the hands to the earth. Step back to plank. Take your vinyasa. So a commonly used yellow stone for the solar plexus would be citrine. Breathe. Take that left foot forward between the hands. Warrior bee. Set your stance. Align your pose. Both palms facing forward. The left hand, setting the palm forward. Fingers back. And then the right hand, fingers forward, palm will be facing you. Sink it deeper. Deepen the breath. Amber is another fabulous yellow stone. You got this. Keep breathing. And cartwheel the hands back down. Step back to plank. Take your vinyasa here. All right, so if the element of the solar plexus is fire, we need to add in some fire here. And how do we do that on the mat? Twists. So go ahead and come back to forward fold. Inhale, monkey. Let it go. Left foot is stepping back for high lunge. So find your balance. Woo, come on up. Bring the hands to the heart. Take your twist to the right. Solar plexus is located just above the belly button. It's digestion. So when we twist, we are twisting out toxins out of that part of the body. You can do twists while you're seated on the ground. We don't have to be standing, but we just happen to be because we're working a little bit this morning, right? All right, bring the hands back to center. Good job. Send the arms up. Warrior bee. Reverse warrior. Extended side angle. Hold it right here. If you want to, let's call this option A. Option B, if you want to come into a bind here, bring that top arm around behind you. Drop down so the right arm can go under the legs, and then let the hands find each other behind you. Open up that top shoulder. This is only an option. You certainly don't have to do this. Breathe. Good job. All right, let's release the hands to the earth. Pivot on that back foot. Step back to plank, and then take it to child's pose. Combination of the chakras, right? So the solar plexus, when it's off balance, is going to affect your self-esteem and feelings of control. And so the animal associated with this chakra is the ram, because rams, can you picture their horns? Determination and will. Determination and will. Take a couple more breaths here. All right, come on back up. Let's take it to table, then to dog. Walk the feet forward, forward fold. Inhale, monkey. Exhale, release. Send the right leg back, high lunge. Find your balance, sweep the arms up. Bring the hands to the heart. Take that twist to the left. Good job. Couple more breaths. And then come back through center. Warrior B. Reverse warrior. Extended side angle. Option A, stay here. Option B, if you want to bind, top arm comes behind you, drop down so the hands can find each other, open the top shoulder. And then release the hands down to the earth, pivot on that back foot, step back to plank, set the knees down into table, cross one foot over the other and sit back. All right, so we find a twist here on the ground. Take that right leg, bring it to the earth. My knee is pointing straight forward. The left foot can either be in front of the shin or it can come all the way across. It's totally up to you. Make sure you feel balanced sitting on the ground here. Right elbow is going to grab the front knee, left hand behind you. Sit up nice and tall, and then take that twist to the left. Now, what you can do here, if you'd like, turn around this way. You can add a bind here too if you want to intensify this twist. You need to get the right arm and shoulder in front of the bent knee. So I'm really pushing on that leg, trying to get it out of my way. The right hand turns and reaches in that hold between your legs. And then the other hand comes around. And maybe the hands find each other and maybe they don't. Good job. A couple more deep breaths. So the poses on the mat for the solar plexus are going to build heat. So your Vinyasa, and you'll notice how a lot of this links together, right? Breath of fire. You can imagine while you're in the twist that we are wringing out our ego, we're leaving it behind. Go ahead, come back to center. Stretch out both legs in front of you. Inhale the arms, exhale, fold. And then make your way up Same twist on the other side. Left leg stays on the bottom, knee faces forward. Right foot in front of the shin or comes across to the outside of that thigh. Make sure you're sitting on both sit bones. Left elbow grabs the front knee, right hand behind you. Inhale, exhale your twist. So another interesting thing to think about, when you feel, remember I asked you if you're feeling kind of emotional, where are you feeling it in the body? Have you ever noticed that when you're anxious, typically, I don't know, for me, it's either in the chest or it's in my stomach, right? So the stomach, we've already talked about, is the fire element, but what does fire need to live? It needs air, right? It needs oxygen. Well, guess what the element of the heart chakra is? It's air. And so if we, you know how when you feel anxious and then you start to hold your breath, we're not giving ourselves enough air to calm back down. So it's all tied in together. It's quite fascinating. Okay, wait, I forgot. Stay here if you want to, or add that bind. So get the left arm to really get in front of the bent leg. The left hand turns to come between your legs, and then the right hand comes around behind you. And so remember I mentioned we could be wringing out the ego on the mat. On the other side, my hands can't touch. If I were to care about that, that would be ego stepping onto my mat. I don't care. It is what it is. So if you have any judgment on the mat, brush it away. And then go ahead, release. Stretch out the legs again. Flex the feet, take the arms up. Let's hinge forward, Paschimottanasana. And then again, make your way back up. So from here, I want you to bring the hands behind you. Let's come on down onto the forearms, and then take the fingers, slide them just underneath your hips, pull the elbows in as much as you can. And let's just pause here for a second. So as we move up to the heart chakra, we're dealing with poses that are either going to lift and open the heart or close them off, right? We were already in child's pose, so we worked on closing the heart, even though we weren't talking about that chakra yet. Here we're heading into fish. So as you start to drop the head back, I'm going to let my hips slide further up on my hands, keep lifting the heart, and we're looking for the head to reach down and maybe touch the mat. Remember, if it doesn't touch, we release ego and judgment. I just want to make sure there's no pain, that you're comfortable. Keep lifting the heart, breathe into it. Fill the lungs, air element. And then we're going to slowly lift the head first. You can kind of slide your hips back down off of your hands, push your way back up, and then come around back into Balasana, child's pose. So as we're thinking about the breath and the heart chakra, I want you to think about, what are you inhaling? Are you inhaling anxiety and fear and frustration? Have you chosen to set that aside today? Are you inhaling peace and bliss? So what are you inhaling? All right, one more breath here. Come on up into table. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Walk it forward, forward fold. So the color of the heart chakra, green or pink. So you could have a rose quartz. You could have jade, malachite, moss agate. Take it to monkey. Let it go. And then roll your way all the way back up. Take the shoulders up, release them back and down. All right, here we go. You ready? Inhale the arms up. Little back bend here. So heart chakra pose, right? Heart's moving forward. Hands to the heart as you straighten out. Shift the weight into the right foot. Lift that left knee up into crane. Open that hip out to the side. So left knee to the side. That's a sacral, second chakra pose. Remember we talked about the space between the hips, so hip openers. Bring that knee back. Send that left foot way out behind you, high lunge. Take the hands to the heart. Solar plexus pose, take the twist to the right. When you're ready to release that twist, come all the way around to the left, warrior B. Will, determination, right? We talked about that, solar plexus, yet it's also a rooting pose because both feet are on the earth. Reverse warrior. Extended side angle. Slowly straighten out that front leg. Take this to Trikonasana, triangle. Breathe. So the animal associated with the heart chakra is the antelope because it's graceful, tender. Nice job. Bring that top arm down. Replant the hands. Tuck that back, the back toes or the ball of the foot underneath you. And then we're stepping forward. So come back to forward fold. Inhale, monkey. Release it down and roll your way back up. And then shift the weight again into the right foot. All right, so another heart pose here. I want you to go ahead and get your weight off that left foot. We're going to bring that foot up behind us. Good job. Go ahead and grab it with the left hand. Sweep that left hand around to grab the inner sole of that foot. And then let's reach the right arm forward and see if we can find dancer here. So do you feel the heart moving forward? And then slowly release. Take the arms up. Exhale to the heart. Close your eyes for a moment. Inhale, both arms up. Little back bend. Come back to center, release the hands to the heart as you shift your weight into that left foot. Lift the right knee into crane. Open up that hip. Bring the right knee forward again. Step all the way back, high lunge. Take the hands to the heart and your twist to the left. As you come around through center, Virabhadrasana B. Reverse warrior. Extended side angle. Slowly straightening out that front leg to find Trikonasana. Release the right hand down as you bend into that front knee. Come onto the ball of that back foot. Step it forward, forward fold. Roll your way back up. Perfect. Shift the weight into the left foot. Bring that right foot up behind you. Grab onto it. When you have your balance, take the right hand, bring it around to the inner sole of that foot. And as you hinge forward, left hand and heart, reach out in front of you for dancer. Good job. Slowly release. Drop the gaze. Close your eyes. Bring the head back to center. Keep the eyes closed. And then gently tip the head behind you. So we've moved on to throat chakra. Any pose that opens and closes off the throat space. Its color is blue. Bring the head back to center. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, monkey. Exhale, plank. Come on down, chaturanga. Take it to cobra, hold it right here. So lifting that chin just a little bit. Can you breathe into the throat space? Blue stones, blue lace agate is fabulous. There's a lot of blue stones. Some of them are usually more associated with ajna, the third eye chakra sometimes. Kind of depends. You could pick and choose what calls to you. Lapis lazuli. A couple other blue stones that I more use with the third eye would be like kyanite, sodalite. Go ahead, drop the chin. And then slowly, let's lift the hips, push back into balasana. From here, come on up into table. And then push off the hands so you're on your knees. If you have blocks, you can use them. So another great throat chakra pose would be Ustrasana, camel. Inhale, both arms up. Let's just do one side at a time, shall we? Take that left arm, bring it around behind you. Look for the heel. If the heel's too far away, we can take the hand straight to the sacrum right behind the hip, or we can use a block, right? So that we don't have to come down so far. Totally up to you. And then let the head kick back just slightly. We're opening up the throat. The element of the throat is, well, it's ether, it's space. It's still correlating and connecting with the breath. The animal is a white elephant representing purification and communication, right? Throat chakra is all about communication. Deep breath here. Good job. Come back to center, hands to the heart, drop the chin so we can close off the throat. When you're ready, head to center, left arm up, actually both arms up, sorry. And then sweep that right arm around behind you. And again, you decide what that hand chooses to land on. Open up the throat. Big inhale. Exhale, come back to the heart, drop the chin, close your eyes. And then releasing the hands back down, take the knees wide. Come back to Balasana, but for a different reason this time, because now we move on to the third eye. So we want to get the forehead down to the earth or resting on a prop. And then take your focus to that space between the eyebrows, ajna. This is your energy center of intuition and meditation. Couple deep breaths here. You could say that the element for ajna is space. The animal is either the black antelope or the owl. They both represent wisdom and journeying to inter-realms. Vision, truth. And what are we doing when we meditate and we activate that chakra? We're looking for our inner truth, aren't we? We're looking for those answers that the crocodile is diving down to bring to us. Couple more breaths. Come on back up into table. And so from here, what I want you to do is inhale cow, lift the gaze. So activating that throat chakra, right? And then drop the head. So still working on that throat chakra. I didn't voice it that way before because we hadn't gotten there yet. Round it out into a cat. Keep the head dropped. Lift the head. Keep the head. Take the body to cow. Drop the head. Round into cat. And lift the gaze. Fabulous. Now, keeping the knees where they are, go ahead and sit back onto the heels. Let's reach back, grab onto the heels, drop the forehead to the earth. And so we could stay right here. In fact, you could kind of rock back and forth so you're massaging the forehead on the earth to really activate that third eye. And then this pose will just naturally transform into a pose for the crown chakra. So keep the hands grabbing the heels, lift the hips, you'll be in rabbit, top of the head on the earth. So the crown chakra is at the very top of the head. Its color is, the color of the third eye is indigo. So usually I pick a stone like lapis lazuli, or sometimes sodalite, or kyanite is a good one. Amethyst will work with third eye and crown chakra, so kind of what you're feeling. And then the crown chakra, white or violet, so amethyst or clear quartz would be fabulous. What I have behind me that's white is selenite. It's a very peaceful stone. It's good to have around the house, but it also cleanses the other stones that are around it. And so you're in a crown chakra pose right now. You have the head on the earth. So tripod, headstand. And this is such a great alternative if you're thinking headstand is so not where you want to be, right? Take a couple more breaths right there in rabbit. And then slowly release the hips. Let's reach the arms forward and come up into modified plank. I'm going to back up so I don't run into Ganesh. Mini chaturanga. Tuck the toes. Big breath. Push up into plank. You got this. Hold on here. Breathe. Come more forward on the toes. Halfway in chaturanga. Hold it. Come on, we got some fire here, and we have some air. Keep breathing. Release. Lift it into cobra, throat chakra. Nice. Come on down, downward facing dog. 3 deep breaths right here. So the animal that goes with the crown chakra, well, it's really more than one. It would be your totem animal. Go ahead, walk the feet halfway up the mat, cross one ankle over the other, sit down. Roll all the way back, hug the knees into the heart, and stay right here. So what the heck is a totem animal? Well, that is an animal that you relate to in such a way that it seems to be around because it's bringing you a message. So for instance, you know how the yoga poses, a lot of them are named after animals. That's to inspire you to embrace the connotations of that animal into your pose. And so when you have an animal that you see a lot all of a sudden, maybe you see it consecutively over days at a time, pay attention. It has a message for you. Or this could be an animal you've resonated with all your life. Totem animals can change. So whatever your totem animal is at this point in time would be connected to your crown chakra. Go ahead and drop the knees to the left. And then take the left arm, bring it across your heart. Use that right arm to help stretch it in the opposite direction of the knees. So when I'm doing Reiki on somebody, I often ask what their totem animal is. I don't ask them. I ask their spirit guides. If I just see maybe I just see like a cat's face, I do not assume that to be a totem animal. I want to see an animal that completely turns around in my mind, shows me all of angles, then I know that's a totem animal. And then we can start to look at, well, what does that animal represent and mean? Okay, release the arms. You can slowly bring the knees and feet and hips back to center. Hug the knees in again. And then drop them to the right. Right arm's coming across the chest. Left arm will help stretch it out. Couple more breaths. And then release the arms. Again, bring the hips back to center. Set the feet down. Go ahead and stretch the legs out on the mat. Release the arms. Get comfortable and close your eyes. And I wanted to see if you can imagine or visualize the 7 chakras we talked about, starting at the root, working their way up the spine, all the way to the crown of the head. And it might be easiest to visualize them as their colors, and they follow the colors of the rainbow, right? Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. And in picturing those colors lining the spine, can you increase their vibration? Can you intensify them? Let them grow, feel their healing vibrations. And it might just feel like or look like in your mind 7 different colored dots, but remember, everything is connected. And so we have these energy lines, we have nadis that connect the chakras. You have 3 main ones, although there are thousands of them within the body. You have the sushumna, which comes right up the spine, all the way to the third eye. And then you have 2 that intertwine, almost like continual figure 8s, moving amongst the chakras until they both end up coming up through the nostrils and then to the third eye. And they provide balance. That's Pingala and Ida. And just try to visualize all that if you can. It might be a lot, so let go of what doesn't make sense. Connect with the earth. Our entire body is on it, so we're in a very root chakra pose, right? But we can connect other elements as well. If you take the feet and roll the heels so that the toes are facing each other, I want you to see what that does to the hips. Hold that. And then take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, let the toes move outward. Do you feel how the hips open and relax? Okay, we said hip openers were 2nd chakra, so we've got the root chakra underneath us, the floor, the earth. We've allowed the hips to open. Take your hands, rest them on the solar plexus, which is that space between the heart chakra and the belly button. And I want you to imagine that here you just feel calm. We've already done twists. We've already created some fire and some heat. So allow this area and space to be calm, peaceful. And allow the breath to move underneath the hands so that we're not breathing in just the chest, but we are breathing all the way down. And whichever hand you have closer to the heart chakra, on your next inhale, let it slide up to rest on the heart space. Feeling how that breath just connected these 2 chakras, right? So start to deepen the breath here. Element of air. Each exhale, relaxing the body, getting heavier, letting go. Starting to feel like you can separate the physical body from the mental body. Heavier and heavier. So heavy, in fact, start to let the arms and hands just slip away back to the earth. Feel the breath moving up into the throat space. Letting the breath clear away any forms of stagnant communication that are stuck there, things unsaid. Let everything go. Exhale it out. Bringing the focus up to the third eye and starting to feel like you can leave the physical body behind, that we have created mental space where we are, kind of in that place where we head to in Shavasana or maybe in meditation. Embracing the space here, whatever surfaces for you. And then take a deep inhale. Exhale that breath all the way from the root chakra, all the way up and out through the crown at the top of your head. Perhaps you could imagine yourself in a glowing white light. And then, just before we head off into Shavasana, if you do know your totem animal, invite it in. And if you aren't so sure, set the intention that you would love your totem animal to join you in Shavasana. And then stay in that blissful, happy space until you hear my voice come back to get you. Softly bring your focus back to the heart chakra and its element of the breath. And as you deepen the breath slightly, invite movement back into the body. Gently hug in one knee and then the other, and rock it out from hip to hip. And then when you're ready, rock a little bit more so you can tip over into one side, fetal position. And then keeping your eyes closed, gently push your way back up into a seated position. And now do a body scan. What do you notice that's different? What about mentally, emotionally? Feel yourself evenly balanced, sitting on the divinity of the earth, and the spine lengthens, the crown chakra extending above the divinity of what you seek through meditation. We're going to take a deep inhale here. Cleansing exhale. And then take the arms all the way up above you. Let the palms touch, and then gently exhale them back home to your heart in prayer pose. The light in me bows to the light in you. And when I'm in that place in me, and you're in that place in you, then we become one. Namaste.